So we have here my Lg ThinkQ stackable washer dryer, and the discharge water from the washer has been smelling pretty funky lately. So there's a few things you can do for that problem that I've read up on, but here's Papa's approach to the issue. If you noticed in the picture at the bottom left corner, there's a compartment that holds the filter and a little hose to drain out any extra water that's sitting in the discharge hose. So what you want to do first is put the towel underneath. There will be a little bit of water dripping. You don't want to get that all over the floor. Remove that compartment. There are instructions on there, step by step, how to take the plug out of the hose, how to remove the filter. I'm going to show you that now as well. So just set that to the side. You're going to want to get a small Tupperware, something that's flat to the ground, because as you'll see when you pull the hose out, there's not much slack to it. So you can just pull it out, let it fall right into that small Tupperware or whatever you find is easy enough. There is a decent amount of water that comes in here. Like I said, it's the remaining water that's sitting in the drain hose. And if you zoom in, you can kind of see some of that nasty water. It does smell a little bit because it's just stagnant water that kind of sits in the trap of the hose. So it fills up pretty quickly, then it'll taper off a bit, but it does fill that entire container. As you'll see in a minute, I do get a second one because I was getting a little nervous that I was going to overflow and spill all over my floor, which I did not want to happen because that water is stinky. So as you can see, still coming out a bit, starting to reach the top of that container, so I'm grabbing my second one just as a backup here. Quick switch over, nice and neat. Dump out that Tupperware of stinky water. Randomly, some water will be coming out of that small tube there. It may look like it stops, and then you kind of move it around a little bit if you hit it out of the way or something like that, and some more water will drip out. So you want to make sure that it stays above some sort of container or a towel or something to catch that stinky water, because it will start to come out faster all of a sudden if a little air gets in there. So I'm just trying to get that last bit of water out so that when I move everything out of the way, it doesn't spill all over the floor. Gonna switch it to that flatter, lower profile Tupperware so it's not in my way as I try to do the next step, which is to remove the filter. Now that filter catches anything from the tub before it goes through the discharge hose, so it doesn't end up in your sink or in your drain or however your unit is plumbed out. So it does catch some things, however, it also just sits there and starts to stink. So you're going to want to unscrew that filter, a couple turns counterclockwise. There's a little bit of water that seeps out of there. We did just complete a wash, so that may have contributed to the water spilling out. Take it out, a couple inches long, gross dirty filter. I did do this probably about a month or two ago, so it's not as bad as yours may look if you've never done it before. So get ready for some hair, some fibers, some nasty slimy things that are going to end up on there. So you can see inside the filter, a little bit of water dripping out, some nasty water and residue in there. You can take a paper towel, a rag, something to get in there to clean it out. I grab a paper towel, wipe that down, run it under the sink, clean it off nice, Get that gross gunk off of there. You'll see as I'm cleaning it off. I'm just going to call it gunk. I don't really know what else to call it. Sludge. Call it what you will. It's gross. It's stinky. And it's yours. Or your kids. And that's also gross. So while I'm cleaning this off in the sink, like I said earlier, there are other things that can contribute to the stinky water smell. This is how I'm handling this instance because I've already cleaned out the gross rubber inside part of the front loader, which if you've had a front loader in the past or have a front loader now, you know can get disgusting. Some mold and mildew can build up there if you don't clean it out properly on a regular basis. So little things, little maintenance here and there to take care of your appliances will go a long way. Some things you know about, some things you don't know about. That's why I'm here, to try to show you and teach you these little things so we don't have stinky water ejecting from the washer. So here you're just seeing cleaning out the gunk from the inside of the filter housing. As I'm hitting that hose, a little bit of water was coming out, like I said, so just keep something down there. That thing's gross. I have cleaned this before, so this is what it would look like after about a month or so. We have a few kids, so we do use this thing on a regular basis. It's not like it's been sitting for months. Definitely going to want to clean it out. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're not eating out of there. Just get the big stuff, whatever you can reach. If you have a little wire brush and you want to shove it in there to clean it out, great. I'm just using my fingers to reach back as far as I can inside there. Get all that gunk out. If it's really bad and you wanted to throw a little bleach on a rag, clean it out that way, or even a little mold or mildew spray, you can do that too. Get it cleaned up, a couple little water drops on the bottom there. Just don't want to put it back together all wet, because then the moisture will just build up in there and create more mold and mildew. So I'm putting that little plug back in. Kind of just threads right onto that little hose there. At this point, no water should be coming out. Tuck it right back in. Sits in that little clip there, nice and secure. You're going to want to take that filter. There's a little piece of sand or something in there. Take that filter, put it back in, give it a couple turns till it stops. As you can see in a second, this particular unit actually has two little green marks where you know it's in the closed position. I didn't put those there. However, it is a good idea. This way you know it's completely closed and secure, because you do not want water flowing back out of there. Putting this back in, there's those little forked clips. Give them a pinch. They go right back in the slot, flips back up, locks nice and tight, and that's Papa's approach to fixing your stinky water problem in your stackable washer dryer.